Hey everyone, for those who are new here, I want to take a second to introduce myself. I am David DeSell with the Financial Advisors Alliance, and I want to welcome you all to the page. Today's video is going to be Marketing Monday, and before we dive into that, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you get notified anytime we post a video. I promise it will be valuable for you guys. So for today's Marketing Monday, I want to share with you a recent experience that I had just the other day that builds on the point that we went through last week in our first episode. So this is Marketing Monday episode 2, the importance of personal branding and putting yourself out there for your clients. So I was interacting with a gentleman when I was out the other night, and the topic came up of what he does for work, what I do for work. He was in the mergers and acquisition space, and I shared with him what I was regarding a financial advisor in the new business that I started here, the Financial Advisors Alliance. And he talked to me about a recent experience that he had as he was going around and interviewing essentially financial advisors that he potentially wanted to work with. And he said that there was a common theme amongst every interaction that he had, which was pretty interesting because we just brought this up in last week's episode. So it's funny how things sort of, happen when they happen. So he had shared with me that the thing he was most disappointed about, and he hasn't found an advisor yet, but the thing that he was most disappointed about was that they all seemed way too professional, rehearsed, and sort of canned. He wished he got an inside look as to their personal life regarding their hobbies and interests, the charities that they're a part of, basically the things that they like to do for fun, because at the end of the day, a lot of times people want to work with people like them, yet the entire conversation had to do with this shiny product over here, this shiny service over here, and of course they asked this prospect, this gentleman, questions about what he wanted to do, but at the end of the day, the advisor gave no insight as to what they like to do for fun and the stuff that they do behind the scenes and the interest that they have. And I think that it's just a massive opportunity that is very much missing in our industry, and we do a very bad job doing it. As we mentioned in last week's video, a lot of times we just share our company's articles. We don't even put a personal note in it. It just doesn't sound like our voice, and people just end up scrolling through that without even taking note of what it was, because they know that's not from you. Where I think there's an opportunity is inviting your prospects and your clients to be a part of your life, at least your online life, so to speak, that being the two major hubs, let's call it Facebook and Instagram. And I know that some of you guys may be uncomfortable to do that. I know that some of you guys may want to have a separation between church and state. And where I would challenge you is, if you want to have that separation, a lot of times it's because maybe we're not proud of the things that we post online, or maybe we're not proud of who we put ourselves out there to be and the conversations we partake in, and maybe we're too involved with politics or other sort of taboo topics. And where I would encourage you to do in terms of action steps is to do two things. And these are things that you can do later on today, definitely by the end of the week, just depending on what your schedule looks like. But number one, I would go through your social media accounts and I would clean those up a little bit. I would get rid of anything that you wouldn't want people to see. Almost think like, someone is videotaping your life and the things that you're posting online. And if you wouldn't want that to be broadcasted to the world, just don't do that, right? The second thing I would encourage you to do is, there's really two main opportunities that you can invite people to connect with you on Facebook and on Instagram. I would say that you can add those social media links to your email signature, and even add in your email signature, feel free to connect with me outside of a professional setting. Here's a link to my Facebook and my Instagram account. The other way that you can get them to connect with you on those social media platforms is just while you're in the meeting, say, hey, if it's okay with you, I'd love to shoot you over a link to my personal Facebook and Instagram page. I think it's important that, as we continue to build our relationship, we understand each other on more of a personal level, because a lot of times that we talk, it's either over the phone or in this office setting. And I just think that there's a massive opportunity to deepen our relationship. Are you open to that? And of course, they're going to say yes. And what I would say is the conversation is as weird as you make it. So as long as it's nonchalant and you share with them why it is that you want to connect with them, I think what you'll find is they're really going to appreciate it. They're going to find some commonalities in the things that you do as well, and vice versa. And ultimately, what you'll find is they'll start sending you additional people to reach out to once they realize that you're a stand-up person, both in and out of the office as well. So I want to keep this short and sweet. As a reminder, go and click subscribe, click the bell. That way you get notified on all the posts that we make. And I'm excited to pick up tomorrow for Tactical Tuesday, have there be something practical that you can implement on that day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be prepared to answer those as best as we can. Let's get to work, guys.